Hey guys, it's Friday, a little bit earlier today. I've got an abbreviated version of lame humor. But before I get into the humor, I have something that's been on my mind. This is actually an editorial piece that I want to discuss for a moment in all seriousness. This is an editorial. It does not reflect the ideas or the opinions of management. But I want to speak up about a social injustice that's been going on for a long time. It's a group that undergoes constant criticism, constant invalidation, and basically I'm talking about weak passwords and the constant password shaming that they have to go through. I mean, just imagine what it would be like to be a weak password and to be told your whole life that you're weak, that you're not strong enough, that you're inadequate, that you need something more, that you can't make it the way you are. It must be frustrating and devastating to the psyche for someone like that. I'm wondering, I often imagine if maybe there are therapists or maybe there are support groups, maybe a 12-step program. I could see someone standing up and saying, "Hi, my name's Joe Smith 2020 and I'm a weak password." So it's just something that I think is hard to go through. I don't think it's fair. And can you imagine being told that you're just not acceptable? And also being told that you have to have special characters added in order to be accepted. Why do those characters get to be special? What makes them special? So, I know I'm a little riled up about that, but I'll get off of that. But I just wanted to get that off my chest and in support of the group of weak passwords that have kind of suffered this injustice. So enough of that. Let's get on to some lame humor. What I've actually done today is I've found some news headlines that are true news headlines that have appeared in newspapers across the country that you might find interesting. First one is here from St. Joseph, Michigan. City is unsure why the sewer smells. I don't know why you would be unsure why the sewer smells. At last, singer Etta James dies. I don't think that is exactly the way they meant to phrase that. Here's one that's interesting. West Point cadets train for life in Iraq with weekend in New Jersey. Those of you from New Jersey, I'm not sure how that relates. Federal agents raid gun shop, find weapons. Really? Here's a great one. Suspected beer thief leaves liquid trail. I don't think we need any more description on that. Here's one from England. Stolen prosthetic arm discovered in second-hand shop. That was a true headline. Here's one, little Texas headline here from Lubbock. Well-known case of innocent man freed after spending 18 years in prison proves Texas system works. I guess. Here's one that's interesting. Now open, spay-neuter clinic for low-income residents. Not sure about that. Local man married and sentenced on same day. Well, what else can you say about that? Here's one. Red tape holds up new bridge. Not sure if I'd want to take that route. Local high school dropouts cut in half. Well, I think that's a little extreme, but that's what it said. Minors refuse to work after death. Well, I mean, that's reasonable, don't you think? Naked man arrested for possession of concealed weapon. I'm not sure how that would work, but ouch. So that's all of the headlines. I did have a little news from Mitch. Mitch is always having trouble with his girlfriend. Apparently, his girlfriend recently asked him if he wanted to get married. And Mitch said, "Sure, I'd love to get married." And the girlfriend said, "Well, when?" And he said, "As soon as he finds the right person." That did not go over too well. I did get a few questions in for Dear Abby. Wedding tips. I thought I'd put a couple of those together for you. So the wedding tips question, is it all right to bring a date to the wedding? The answer would be not if you're the groom. Otherwise, it would be okay. How many showers is the bride supposed to have? Well, at least one within a week of the wedding is normally recommended for that. And what music is recommended for the wedding ceremony? And I would say anything except tied to the whipping post. Anything but that. That's not a good choice. Hey, here's an old joke. Why did this is a Texas joke again. Why did the chicken cross the road? And that is to show the armadillo that it was possible. Yeah, if you've been to Texas, you know the armadillo story down there. Hey, here's one that you might not know. What's the name of Bruce Lee's vegetarian cousin? That would be broccoli. Broccoli. Yep. So it's an abbreviated version today. I've got a couple of things from kind of a shout out to Texas rednecks. We don't really talk about rednecks too much, but here's a couple of things. What are the last words that a redneck usually says before he dies? And this is true. What's the last words that you'll hear from a redneck before he dies? Hey, y'all, watch this. That's kind of what it sounds like down there in Texas. And finally, before we let you go, what's an example of redneck social distancing? Well, that would be dating your third cousin instead of your first cousin. That would be keeping your social distance. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for joining. We'll see you soon and have a great weekend.